Hello, welcome to the Sulip Fix. I'm Wanda Wen. Today, I wanted to talk to you about one of my favorite items that I love to create with are embossers. Have any of you ever seen one of these? They are basically consider it a printing press, a personal printing press. So typically these embossers are used to customize paper to make stationery or create return address on an envelope. So for instance, you can take a piece of paper and what's in here is a plate. And so these plates come in and out so that if you have an embosser machine, you can get various plates so you have various designs. So basically they're simple, easy, they're really, really simple to use. You put in whatever you want to emboss and then you press, just put a little bit of pressure and here you go. So do you see that? This happens to be my monogram. And so now this can be a custom piece of stationery for myself. Here, I'll do it again. So the thing about embossers is that you can either have the art right side up or upside down. And I'll tell you the significance of that. So I'm coming in from the top side of a piece of paper. I'm going to press, and then there's the W, the S, and the W, and then I can use this as stationery to write, okay? So all of a sudden, this handmade paper from ARPA, which is lovely. I love this shape. This envelope is so sexy and slender with this deep V. So all of a sudden now I have this custom piece of stationery. Okay, so remember I was telling you about the art being upside down or right side up? Well, this essentially is upside down because if you were to take, let's see, this has an address, okay. So another way to use these embossers is to add a return address on an envelope. So because I want the address to read right side up, but I'm coming in from the bottom, the art on this plate has to be orientated a different way, and you'll see why. So I'm gonna put the flap here, center it, and press, and then all of a sudden, this has a return address. There's a male and a female plate in this mechanism, and then when you put pressure, it basically presses the paper and it presses it up so that there's a really nice, just nice detail on the surface, okay? Super fun to use. I love these. So they're used for addresses, they're used maybe to create personal stationery with a monogram. And what's commonly used are these embossers for a book plate. Here, let's say I wanted to customize this journal. And you could do this for books, you know, your library of books, you want to basically put your stamp on, but this is lovely. So this is a typical book plate and a way to, here, I'm gonna use this as to even out my surface. Well, I'm gonna show you this book first. It's a clean surface. And then I'm gonna put the press in. I'm gonna position it here. I want it in the lower right-hand corner of the page. I'm gonna apply pressure. And then all of a sudden, this book belongs to GBW. So this is a book plate. It's got a circular shape, and around the perimeter, it has this person's name with his initials. And super lovely. just a great way to personalize something, which is nice, right? Something belongs to you and you want to keep it for yourself, okay? All right, so now those are the classic ways to use embossers, but you know me, I always try to take something to outside the box. So let's see, I have this embosser. And by the way, what's your favorite color? The gold, the black, or the chrome? Tell me below what you prefer. Okay. What do I prefer? I don't know. Depends what mood I'm in, but I actually like them all. So I have this great piece of, it's like a flocked suede, and you could just get creative and emboss other materials. So this happens to be a flocked suede. I'm going to press, and then all of a sudden I have this great, this great emboss. This happens to be my company's name, Sulip. Like, let's just say you're wanting to put your signature on something. You can get these made with your actual signature on, which would be lovely, and press it on a piece of material and then mount this material on something. So that's a way to personalize something. Gosh, you could even take ribbon and emboss the ribbon. Really, you can emboss so many things. Basically, it's got to be something that's thin so that it could fit inside the embosser. But here you have ribbon. You can have an image created, whether it's an initial, like your letter, or something that you draw that's super simple, and have that as an image to emboss. Okay, so you can create customized ribbon that way. This is a typical use. Gold, like gold seals. Say you want to create gift certificates for your business, perhaps, or maybe for a children's party and have some fun. I mean, you can take your image or whatever you're working with and emboss on the gold seals. This is a little off center, but you get the drift, right? And then one of my favorites is leaves, right? Just take a leaf, imagine. So what do you, let's see, I'm going to center this. Aw, do you see that? It's very subtle. It's not loud and abrasive, but that's okay. I love that. Oh, so nice, right? You can put your name on leaves, or maybe it's a mantra. Maybe you have a mantra emboss, something that inspires you and motivates you, maybe in thinking positively, perhaps when things are down or you're feeling down. But a personal mantra could be super nice to have embossed on something so that you can put that in various places in your day-to-day travel. I found this beautiful piece of leather, so gorgeous. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with this, but I was testing to see if it would emboss, and it does. I'll show you. I actually tested it already before I got on live, but just wanted you to see. Here you go. Again, they're called embossers. The thing that you're limited by is the size. So you can see that basically this plate, which comes out, like I said, is about 1.5 inches by 2 inches. So the image size isn't big, but that's okay. And so the images, you can either have the images within a rectangle shape, or in this case, this is a round shape. So I've had different kinds of artwork embossed. I once had a gnome, just a real clean line image of a gnome, a funny gnome, and I used him as sort of a creative character on a presentation that I was doing. In any case, just have fun with these. These can emboss a lot of different materials, and it's a very simple way to customize materials. All right, that's it for today. That's your Sulip Fix. Thanks for coming. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.